So for my artist, I picked Frida Kahlo, and Frida Kahlo was a Mexican painter known for her portraits, self-portraits, and works inspired by the nature and artifacts of Mexico. She always put a native folk art style to explore and question identity, gender, class, and race in Mexican society. Her paintings always added autobiographical elements and mixed realism with fantasy. So Frida was born to a German father and to a mestiza mother. She spent most of her childhood and adult life in her family home at La Casa Azul in Coyoacan. As a child, she was disabled by polio, and one of her legs grew grew and the other one didn't. So she became really ashamed by it, and she would mostly wear long skirts and dresses and pants. And she was just very self conscious about it. And then she suffered a bus accident at the age of 18, which caused her lifelong problems and medical problems. During her recovery, she went back to art in hopes of becoming an artist. In 1927, she became interested more in politics and art, which led her to join the Mexican Communist Party. And through there, she met Diego Rivera, which she would marry in 1929. After they got married, they would travel throughout Mexico and US. Frida found and developed her style. So for her education, she was mostly homeschooled, but she also did public schooling, but for very little. And in 1922, she was enrolled in the renowned preparatory school in Mexico City. So it was around this time where she got into that bus accident because she was actually on her way to school that day. Realism and portrait. So this painting is called Self-Portrait with a Monkey, and the monkey is a symbol of lust in Mexican mythology. But the monkey here in this painting, or Frida's goal, was to depict the monkey as a creature with its own soul. He is tender and gentle with his hand around Frida's neck, and it's portrayed that the monkey wants to protect her. She painted a curtain of leaves so that the subject can be pushed forward and towards the viewer. Surrealism. So, surrealism in the 20th century was a movement which sought to release the creative potential of the unconscious mind. So, in this painting called The Wounded Deer, Frida places her head on the body of a young deer, and it's wounded by a lot of arrows. In the background, the trees are dead and broken, which entails her depression and feeling of fear and desperation, and not being able to escape her daily pain. So, also with this painting, it shows the arrows that are struck around her body, and as you can see, like the arrows are around the back and like around the like chest area, I guess. And it just shows her disappointment of a back surgery that she had, which was supposed to fix her and free her from severe pain. And in the lower left corner, it's like really small, and it's like very like kind of like hidden. She wrote the word karma, but with a C, and the word means destiny or fate. And she did this to express the sadness that she couldn't change her fate, about her hurt and her divorce, and all the affairs and the cheating. So her current whereabouts. Kahlo passed away on July 13th, 1954. She wrote in her diary, "I hope the exit is joyful and I hope to never return." The official cause of death was pulmonary embolism, but there is suspicion that she died from overdose that may or may have not been an accident. Lasting impact. So her impact was astonishing, especially in Mexican culture. Everyone in Mexico adores her. Everywhere you turn, there's T-shirts with her face on it, dolls, ceramics, purses, jewelry. Um, Everyone was impacted by her because she was such an independent person. She was very strong. She was courageous. She was very not afraid to speak her mind or express herself through words or her art. Um, and there's a thing also called frida mania, and also known as the Frida Kahlo effect. And in her cultural persona, Frida extended the history into her art, uh, building building on top of like cultural ideals, artistic techniques, and social values that are today important for her country and the art she created. So um, in Mexico, you could still go to her house, the childhood home, and there are her ashes. And some people believe that, like, that's like weird and like kind of like disrespectful, I guess, because they're like, she should be at peace, she should be at ease, but it's mostly there so like people could like show their appreciation and how much they love her and how much she had an impact in their life, even though they were born decades later, as well as there was a movie um, that had Salma Hayek as a star, and it was about, of course, Rita's life, and the depiction was very strong and very correct. So this is my works cited, and these are the different types of websites and the book that I used.